There are about 75 inhabited Greek islands. We'd been to quite a few of them and decided to start our initial search in the Cyclades. We visited Andros, Tinos, Syros, Naxos, Eos, Folegandros, Santorini. We gave a miss to Sifnos, went on to Serifos, and then Milos. After landing at the port of Gavrio, before taking a bus to explore the area around Andros town, we stayed a few days in Batsi.
This is the idyllic Greek island. It's cold, it's windy, it's damp. This is the best so far. Try and keep warm on a Greek salad.
A holiday complex, or perhaps the sail refers to the entire complex, which looks very empty at the moment, right on the road.
Well, we may be unlucky in having this weather in April. It must be quite like this most of the time for several months of the year, and yet there's no apparent concession to chilly weather. No fires, no warm furnishings.
Looking for a place called Cyclades, which is a few K up the road.
Okay, let's go. Anemone pavonina. We saw it looking more that colour than the scarlet.
Andros is a green island. It's not much visited by foreign tourists, but sprinkled with holiday homes for Athenians. I think we're up and ready to go now.
Although it is 2 hours by ferry, there is not a great deal of distance between Andros and Tinos.
Tinos is the spiritual center of the Greek islands today. An icon in the large church attracts a lot of pilgrims during the Easter season.
Well, I'm in Tinos, I think, and I'm not worried about a thing, although I was quite worried earlier this morning about A, whether to Leofoterio would come, and it didn't until quite late, and B, whether to Cavadi, the ferry, had already left. But
Caravi. Leoferio.
Cavadi. Calsto.
Ferry arrived in Tinos about 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes past 12. What has happened since?
We found out an old house in the town with balcony, whitewashed, run by a very pleasant couple called Maria and Dimitrio.
Yes.
Hierantis, Oriatki, Apni.
And Krasi.
Gracias.
Having an after lunch rest.
Lemon tree here as well, though.
So this is 51 is a address to this? Just the 51.
A great view, but perched right on the main road.
Well, from time to time you would have other properties like this. Of course. They exist.
It's the same like the other one.
That's okay.
Βάλουμε μία κρεβατοκάμαρα, όχι μικρό, δεν έχει μικρό.
Smile for the camera.
See?
I wouldn't have seen him if I hadn't seen him swim in there. He's so well disguised.
Πήγαινε και ζώνια.
Ναι, μωρό, ήθελε κάνει το... Ναι,
After Tinos, the next stop was Syros. Syros is dominated by the capital of the Cyclades, Hermopolis. It seems like a city. Water is scarce and is delivered by carts to the houses.
I'm learning what the Greek for estate agent is, which is otima sematimus, something like that. Just a minute. Otima tomasitis.
Right, I'll test you again later.
Okay.
My job.
This large villa in this large town may be a bit over the top.
Σιγά και ράξαμε για σας παιδιά. Πάρτε τσουκάλι για πάρτε τσουκάλι.
Onward to Naxos.
Σιγά και ράξαμε.
So, this is Naxos. We're sitting by the gateway to the Temple of Apollo, which has been here since the 6th century BC. We've only been here since about 1 o'clock. We found ourselves a congenial little flat with a lovely balcony, big enough to play table tennis on, but unfortunately there's no sun. So we've been mooching around town. We've had ourselves a traditional horiatiki for lunch, plus the traditional miso kilo aspro corsi, and then we went to sleep for a couple of hours. And tomorrow we meet the estate agent.
Good morning.
Καλημέρα.
This is the start of the Plaka beach, which runs for 5 or 6 kilometers. And in the summer is thronged with youth from all over the world who are brought here for camping and windsurfing.
Have sat on the beach. It is possible.
Getting warmer all the time.
Σία και ράξαμε για σας παιδιά. Πάρτε τσουκάλι για κακαβιά.
From Naxos we voyaged to Eos.
Ράξαμε προς τα κρογιάλι. Τέλειωσε η βάρδια μας αύριο πάλι.
Eos has a reputation as a party island, but now it looks like a hangover.
We're looking up again.
Our next destination was Syros, but it was so rain-swept we kept on to the next island, Folegandros.
Τα κύματα που σκούνε στα κρογιάλι και μου είπεν πως παντρεύτηκε στα ξένα με μιαν άλλη.
Kaibos Zoin Tin Agiro Metastanti. Antonio Lidi, Dimar Folegandrion, and Andri Naretto.
A bit of classical marble statuary. It's been stuck in this niche, but there's no room for its head.
Having a good haul.
Folegandros doesn't have a massive tourist industry. It's a laid-back, get-away-from-it-all sort of place.
This is the same plant, and one version has cream ends to the petals, and mostly what we've seen is the cream one, but this field has about 60% all yellow form.
Don't step backwards, darling.
Can't get down there. This is the north coast of Folegandros, and behind me you may be able to see an islet, an inhabited islet, and then a fairly big island which is Sykinos, which we decided not to stop at because the weather was so grim that we could barely see it even when we were there. Beyond it somewhere is Ios and Paros, and over there are Milos and Sifnos, but we can't see those at the moment, which may be a good thing, because it may be that if you can see them it means it's going to rain. He's having a hard time. What's going on, he says.
That's the flower. Where's the fruit?
This stalk.
That strange spear.
Yes. Pretty fur. They're the separate petals, 5 petals, and 5 ribbed sepals with a horn on the end. I think the plant is Erodium gruinum, long-beaked stalkspill. The outstanding feature of the plant is the fruit, which has very long beaks, up to 11 centimetres long. Do you recognise the building?
Yes, that's the church in Tinos.
Yes, the pilgrimage church.
This is Karavostasis, which means ferry stop, and literally that's where the boat of Eos comes in. The bus takes you up here to the Hora, which is staggeringly perched on the very steep cliffside there. Today we took man drove us in his bus at no charge up to Ano Maria. We walked through the village after having our coffee, found this caldera, which we took down, about 300, 350 meters to this tiny bay of Agios Georgios, which is the bay we see here. And now, having had our lunch and our sunbathe and our nudism, we're going to go up that dotted line, which I expect is a little trail, back to a caldera, dirt road, back to Ano Maria, and then we're going to have to walk all the way back. And that distance there is 6K. So we better get started. This is a very traditional Folegandros farmhouse. Happens to have a beautiful view down towards Syros in the hazy distance there. This little structure here with the tiny door in the wall is a stone barricade against the north wind, in which they plant the lemon trees, so they're protected from the wind. And in fact there's a lemon tree still in there. And it is still fruiting well.
About 3 feet below the lid.
Judith has found the well, and it's stocked with plenty of water at the moment, just 3 feet beneath the lid. There's been quite a wet winter. We don't know what this structure is. It's a tank, which however has a sluice running right out of it. So something perhaps to be pressed in there. It wouldn't be a storage container. There's a runnel underneath. So it's the cottage itself, and up here is the threshing floor. Hasn't been used in a generation or so. And a view of a distant agia. Over on this side of the cottage are animal pens. And down in here below the animal pens is another structure, which turns out to be the long drop. Looking over the terraces, mostly disused now, but some of which still have barley on them, which used to be the mainstay of the island, looking along the north coast of Folegandros. So this is our Des Res farmhouse with its distant views of Syros, and all it needs is a bit of restoration. And the threshing floor, of course, will be the drinks patio with these splendid views, and in fact via the mule path access down to the sea.
From Folegandros, we went to Santorini, also known as Syros. Around 1630 BC, this volcano blew the Minoan civilization to kingdom come, creating this huge crater. The town of Syros is perched on the rim. There was a devastating earthquake in 1956, yet people still build infinity pools overlooking the abyss.
Years ago we met a man in a beach taverna further down there, and he was wondering whether he was in the right part of the beach, and he was very worried about it, and apparently rightly so, as it doesn't seem to have developed there, but now there's a great esplanade here and the usual sort of tavernas.
Well, we're halfway up the walk that Judith tempted me up 19 years ago, and I hope she's not going to tempt me up the rest of the way.
From Santorini, the ferry called in at Sifnos, which we had visited 19 years earlier. We carried on to Serifos. Serifos is quite barren. Few visitors venture beyond the port, the Kora above it, and nearby beaches.
It looks as though these new houses are being offered for sale. They're very attractive and they have an excellent view from the bottom of the Kora out over the harbour.
We can see part of their old Calderimi, which went from Hora to Livadi between those two red roofs, comes down, crosses the road.
Little snares.
Morning, Judith.
There's the best beach on the island, the one that's all sand, the beautiful curve, but where they're building the rather ugly houses on the promontory. The path came down from that patch of trees to the little church there, where I stood on the roof, and then the path, I think you can see the double walls coming down towards us, disappearing under the nearest hill. And then coming around here, coming around the hill from another church.
It's the Hora. The Vadi is the port. And out in the distance is the vague shape of Syros. looking for the way to Kutala, but there appears to be no way down to the beach there. Well, there was no way, and so we're trying the second option, which is to see if there's a path down to Lefkadia, which would be a lot more direct than going all the way around there in order to get back to Lefkadia. No joy, so it's all the way back the way we came, which will require going around that mountain about 3 hours to the Hora, maybe 2 to 2.5, and then another hour down to Levati. So the only consolation is that after the first 45 minutes or so it should be all downhill. Serious miscalculation of timing. 40 minutes ago we were over there. We are now on the other side of the ridge, and looking back, should be a white building there somewhere. There it is. That's where we were standing when we realized the second option wasn't on, just at that left-hand curve in the road. So we've come back all the way up around this massif here, and now we're making our way back this way to the church of Agio Giorgio, and from there we know it only took us 45 minutes to climb up, so we should be able to get back in time to catch the 4 o'clock bus back to the port. These are the houses advertised in Levadaki. Quite a cluster of them.
Serifos, we voyaged to Milos.
Last week got the weather for Adriatic and Mexico.
Milos embraces a huge sheltered harbor.
Good morning. No milk today, thank you.
Μια καρδιά που σ' αγαπάει και έχει βασανά πολλά. Μην την κάνεις να ραγίσει, γιατί δεν ξανακολλά. Μην την κάνεις να ραγίσει, γιατί δεν ξανακολλά. Αν μ' αγαπάς θέλω να λες λίγες κουβέντες και καλές. Λίγες κουβέντες και καλές. Αν μ' αγαπάς θέλω να λες. Έχει ο έρωτας παγίδες κι η ζωή γυρίσματα. Στη δίκια μας την αγάπη.
The island has great geological diversity. Open-cast mining has been going on here since Minoan times.
Αν μ' αγαπάς θέλω να λες λίγες κουβέντες και καλές. Λίγες κουβέντες και καλές. Αν μ' αγαπάς.
I did wonder if I might go out and have a swim, but it's too cold. Definitely.
Μάτια μου αγαπημένα, σαν το βράχο θα σταθώ. Για να μη σας δω κλαμμένα, μάτια μου και πικραθώ. Για να μη σας δω κλαμμένα, μάτια μου και πικραθώ. Αν μ' αγαπάς θέλω να λες λίγες κουβέντες και καλές. Λίγες κουβέντες και καλές. Αν μ' αγαπάς θέλω να λες.
Ready for lunch? Shiny black hard centre.
Milos is the home of the Venus de Milo, and this is where she was found. She was appropriated by the French consul for safekeeping from the Turks, and that's the last the Greeks saw of her. A townhouse for sale. The view from the terrace is magnificent.
Well, I think it was a job well done. On the very last day, the very last hour, we found a superb place. And along the way, we had lots of adventures, did lots of great walking, saw lots of beautiful sights. Got a very good knowledge of 9 different islands. So it's a very good start. We'll come back again.